the Tigers, the Rams, pardon me, won in 90 and 92, and the Tigers won it in 91 right here on the field at Ireland. And that was a game, Jack, as I recall, that saw the Rams almost come back and take it, and had a penalty called and a long pass down at the west end zone.
Ben Zinger threw a completion down to the 1 yard line. It was called back for holding. Madison only got one play run off after that, and that's how the game ended. Of course, that had an asterisk after it because in actuality, Senior High had to forfeit that game later on due to an ineligible player.
Right. Let's get to the starting lineups. We're going to introduce the defense for Madison and the offense for the Tigers, and we'll start right off with the Madison Ram defense. First of all, at one of the defensive end spots, it's going to be Matt Beal. He is number 77. Also, at the other end, it's going to be Carlos James, number 57. He is a good one. Watch for him. He plays both ways. Defensive tackles will be number 59, Matt Shagg. He's a two-way performer. And number 30, Billy Bays. We've talked a lot about him the last couple of years. Very quick, small, but extremely fast. Linebackers, outside, Jason Rachel, number 47, and Zach Huff, number 42. Inside, Eric Jones, 44, and Jason Shagg, number 34. And in the defensive backfield, they play three deep. Corners are number 7, Brad Pierce, and number 16, John Groff, although he may not see action. I believe he's injured. We'll have to check on him a little bit later on. And the safety is going to be Jason Johnson. He is number 41. Now to the offense for the Mansfield Senior High Tigers. At center, it's going to be sophomore Joe Fairchild. Joe wears number 79. At one guard, Dupree Taylor, number 66. The other is Ian Selman. He wears number 70. Tackles, Charles Dawson, 73, and Steve Metz, number 60. Now to the receivers and backs for the Tigers. A tight end back from an injury is number 89, Phil Thompson. The split end is Choki Bradley, and we told you he had a great game against Barberton, catching a couple of touchdown passes and returning an interception for a touchdown as well. He wears number 25. The flankers, there will be a couple who will alternate. They run the plays in and out from Stan Jefferson. One is Ken Fairchild, number 85. The other, David Lawrence, number 82. Quarterback, Effie James, the 6'4", 220-pounder. He is number 3. The fullback, Chick Barber, played awfully well in the last few weeks, number 30. And the tailback, the excessively fast Charles Fountain, he wears number 1. So there you have the starters for the Madison Rams defensively and the Tigers offensively. And actually, Madison won the toss. They're going to receive. We'll be back with the opening kickoff from Arlen Field after these words.
Jeffries, your
off. Effie James does those honors for the Tigers. And as we said, the kicking game certainly could be an important element of this contest tonight, and the edge there would have to go to Madison with their fine punter, Jay Osborne, number 89, and the placement kicker, Josh Rivnak.
Big difference there, although you do have a couple soccer players that have suited up for football now that are kicking extra points and field goals for Senior High. They still don't have the accuracy or the distance of Josh Rivnak.
So it's going to be the Madison Rams receiving the opening kickoff, and the man deep to receive is number 47, Jason Rachel. He's in the middle down there. To one side of him is Zach Huff, and I think Jim Chambers to the other. Kenny Fairchild says, let's get ready to rumble, and we are ready to go with football from Arlen Field. And it's Chambers at the 20 outside, and that's not Chambers actually, that's number 40. Dinos Angeles, your nephew.
Yes, Dinos getting some action on the kickoff team, returns the kickoff back to the 30-yard line.
So we'll try to set the offenses and for the Madison Rams and the defense too for the Tigers.
On the 31-yard line.
Offensively on the line, Tim Deal, Matt Shagg, Chris Smith, Matt Dreyer, and Carlos James will be the offensive linemen. The tight end in there is Matt Beal. He's number 86. They will go with the tight end. Now watch number 22, Bob Bentley. He is one of the top rushers in the conference, and he's a good one. And the handoff, though, goes to Shagg, and he spins off a tackle and gets out to about the 20, probably the 34 or 5-yard line before he stopped.
And that's what Madison's going to have to do tonight. They've got their key receivers out of the ball game, Jeremy Kiley and John Groff. They're 2 wideouts. You see Jason Rachel in at wide receiver. They're going to just try to pound it between the tackles with the smallish defensive line of the Tigers.
Pickup was 4. It's 2nd down and 4 to go, Madison. And the handoff up the middle. Breaking loose is Jones. He's got open field, midfield. He's down to the 40 and knocked out of bounds at about the 34-yard line by Choky Bradley. But number 44, Jones, the fullback, takes it for a big gain all the way into Tiger territory. He's just a junior, a 208-pounder.
That was just a straight trap block up the middle that Madison likes to run with the fullback. And very successful play.
Certainly was that time.
31-yard gain on the play for Jones.
Alonzo Gross, Steve Remmer, Marshall Evans, and Robert Arrington up front for the Tigers, and they got moved out that time. Ball's at the 33-yard line. Madison on the move in the first series of the ball game. Handoff goes to Bentley, and he's hit near the line of scrimmage and dropped. Linebackers, Ellery Bradford, 96, Zach Hilbert, 17. Also in there is Chick Barber, number 30. Ali Gross, 21, George Bradley, number 9, Mark Haney, number 14, and Choky Bradley, 25, comprise the defensive backfield. As we said,
brings up 2nd and 9 on the 33.
Jason Shagg, Eric Jones, and Bobby Bentley are the running backs behind the quarterback, Jim Chambry. 2nd down, 9 to go at the 32-yard line.
Looks like Chambry's audibling into a play.
There goes Jones again. He's got 1st down yardage. He's down to the 20. Right up the gut that time. George Bradley came up to make the stop, but it's another Ram 1st down, and they are fired up. They're really coming off that football.
Tigers went into a wide gap with their tackles. 2 linebackers over the middle. Chambry audibled at the line, giving Jones just a trap block up front. Good for another 12 yards. That's one of the advantages of a senior quarterback, is he can read that defense and call his own plays a lot of time.
1st and 10. And Chambry's going to keep it himself, try to get it out to Bentley, and he'll be dropped for a loss. The man who made the play was Ali Gross, number 21, pardon me. He made him make the pitch before he wanted to.
And Bentley spun away from his first tackler and was nailed for a 2-yard loss on the play.
They'll use the pass sparingly, I would think, tonight, Jack.
Jim Chambry is an adequate passer, but with his 2 leading receivers out, it's going to be very difficult for them.
2nd and 12, mix up at the line of scrimmage, and Jones is able to get ahead to near the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit past it. He and Chambry collided. Maybe one went the wrong way.
Pickup of 3 brings up 2nd and 9.
That play, Eric Jones and Chick Barbers, who are stepbrothers, got to say hello to each other on the play. That'll be just one of the interesting contests. You've got Carlos James, Madison lineman, and Effie James, the senior high quarterback, are cousins.
3rd and 9 to go at the 19 for Madison. Trying to keep the drive alive. That's Shagg with the ball. He's going to come up short of the 1st down, but he'll get it into the 14. And I would imagine we'll see Josh Rivnak come on to attempt a field goal here.
Yeah, you're in 4th down range of 4th and 4, but definitely in Rivnak's range, looking right now at about a 32-yard field goal.
Brings up 4th and a long 4.
Josh Rivnak is a fine young kicker. 32-yard try for number 18. 5'9", 147-pounder. It's high, and it is no good. Wide to the right.
A little bit high snap that time. Chambry a little late getting the snap down, and Rivnak was wide right.
So the Tigers will take over here with 8 minutes to go in the 1st quarter, as they miss the field goal from 32 yards away, and the Tigers, as we said, will get the football. Madison goes on defense. Effie James is the quarterback. He's a big one, 6'4", 222 pounds. Charles Fountain is the deep man in the eye, and just in front of him a couple of yards is Chick Barber, number 30, who's played very well the last couple of games. We'll call the defense for you for the Rams. We've mentioned him to you already. Outside goes Charles Fountain, and he's across the 25 to the 26 before Bentley knocks him off his feet. But the quickness showed there.
He was supposed to go off tackle. It wasn't there. He bounced it outside and just outraced into the secondary for a 6-yard gain.
You'll see the scoring on the Columbia Gas scoreboard all night long. We have no score in this football game. 7.5 minutes to go first quarter.
And they're giving double coverage to Bradley right away.
Senior high football, and up the middle goes Barber. He's in the open field, 30. He's at the 40. He's at midfield. He's going to go into the 40, 35, down to the 30, and thrown out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Chick Barber with a big burst as he went over left guard and then cut it to the outside.
And that's the same play that Eric Jones broke for the big gain for Madison. Just a simple fullback trap up the middle.
Jason Johnson dragged him down, or it would have been a touchdown run.
It'll be 1st and 10 on the 26-yard line.
Big run. How many yards on that run, Jacks?
My mathematics are slipping a little bit here today. That's a 48-yard run.
We told you Barber has played very well of late. Fountain trying to get to the outside. He beats one man. He's into the 20, and he's spinning ahead to about the 17-yard line. On the tackle for the Madison Rams was Billy Bays. Out from his defensive tackle to run him down.
And David Lawrence threw a good block out here to allow Fountain to get into the secondary.
On the 17-yard line.
Madison coming off a 17-7 win over Marion Harding last week. And of course the Tigers beat Barberton 37-22. 2nd down and 2. Effie James looks like he was trying to audibilize. He's going to throw his first pass. Fires it deep in the corner of the end zone, and watch out, Chokey.
A pass from James.
He almost skewered himself. Well, he did a couple of one game. I think it was the Zanesville game, wasn't it, Jack? He ran into the fence at the end of the end zone.
That time Bentley matched up in single coverage with Bradley. Was up tight. Effie went into an audible signaling for the fade pattern. Bentley, seeing the audible called, backed off, and that play was unsuccessful.
3rd down and a couple for the first down. At the 17-yard line of Madison for the Tigers. And that's Chick Barber, and a flag before the play was run. We may get procedure call against Mansfield Senior.
Yeah, he had a false start on 2 interior linemen for the Tigers. A little late snapping the ball, it looked like.
So that'll move it back 5 yards, and instead of being 3rd and a couple, it's going to be 3rd and 7 for Mansfield Senior at the 22.
We had motion on the Tigers. Bring it back.
This is where Effie James likes to run that bootleg play where he has the option of passing or running the ball. You got 2 wide receivers out to his left, which would be his bootleg side.
Fairchild and Lawrence are out there to the left. And Effie James wants to run with it. He's going to run with it. 20. He's down to the 10, cuts it up. He's near the 6-yard line before he slips down.
The ball carrier, number 3.
Making sure he was down was Pierce. Brad Pierce, but it's another first down for the Tigers. They say his knee touchdown at the 7.
Number 7, Brad Pierce.
And it'll be 1st and goal from there for the Tigers.
Tigers on the 7-yard line.
This is what made Effie James more important at the quarterback position, as he's in the last several games he has turned into more of an efficient runner. He was always looking to pitch the ball before.
1st and goal from the 7. Fountain gets the call. He's into the 5, and that's all. Knocked down by Shag and Rachel.
Number 1, Charles Fountain. Brought down by number 34, Jason Shag.
It was Jason who made the tackle.
Pickup of 2 on the play, brings up 2nd and goal on the 5.
Tied for the scoring lead in the conference, along with Bentley of Madison and Orlando Rogers of Marion Harding.
Timeout.
They all, Bentley and Fountain, 10 touchdowns for 60 points. Chokey Bradley is right behind them with 54 on 9 points. 9 touchdowns, pardon me.
Hey, just officials timeout there for equipment repair on Madison.
Down to 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go. First quarter, pardon me. Tigers, 2nd and goal from the 5. Effie James pitches back to Charles Fountain. He breaks it up near the line of scrimmage and no further.
The ball carrier, number
Madison's
1, Charles
pursuit
Fountain.
stopped that play early. Coming across early was Jason Johnson, who read the play all the way.
Jason Rachel.
Well, we've seen a lot of yardage gobbled up here in the first 6.5 minutes of this football game. Madison came up short on a 32-yard field goal try, and now the Tigers are faced with 3rd and goal from the 5. Bradley goes wide to the left. We'll see if he tries a little slant. Pierce out there, head up on him.
You're going to throw to the corner because Pierce has taken away the inside.
Now they're going to go to Fountain. Fountain stumbles ahead. He'll get no yards. No yardage. Great defensive effort for the Madison Rams.
No gain.
Jason Rachel on that stop on the counter trap.
Number 44,
and that's
Eric
3
Jones.
carries. Fountain from the 7 for
Brings up
2
4th
yards.
and goal on the 5.
So the Tigers will apparently go for it. Well, no, they won't, I don't think. Well, I can't tell.
Yeah, they brought in another tight end, and it looks like they are going to go for it. Tough angle for a kicker here.
Also into the ball game is number 5, Michael Jackson. Bradley goes to the right, Lawrence to the top of your screen, and racing out to go head up with Lawrence is Bentley. 4th and 5. Handoff, nope. Pass is going to be caught by Michael Jackson. Touchdown. Jackson just a couple of steps into the end zone, caught the pass. It's touchdown Tigers, and it comes with 4 minutes 13 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Jackson just came into the ball game.
Yeah, he lined up as a tight end. Bradley was the primary receiver, and he was covered. It was a bootleg, and James found Jackson pretty much all by himself.
It'll be a kick try by Raphael. Lawrence will hold.
And Jackson might have lost his mouthpiece over there falling out of bounds.
Michael Jackson is a 5'7", 175-pound sophomore. That was his first play of the game, and he collects a touchdown.
And usually as a backup, he's third-string tailback, pressed into action as a tight end.
Kick is up, and did it make it? It did. Looked like it went to the left, but it did not. So we have timeout of the field with 4 minutes 13 seconds to go first quarter. Senior High draws first blood. It's 7-0, and we'll be back.
First Federal of Galleon has home equity money available, and your home has been worth more.
Of course, we're early in this ball game. We have 4 minutes 13 seconds to go.
9-play drive, yards, most of them coming on a 48-yard carry by Chick Barber on a fullback trap. That showed, I don't know, a lot of leadership out there. Madison got in deep and tried the field goal. Senior High, 4th and goal from the 5, went for the touchdown rather than trying to rely on a kick.
2 losses for Madison have been to Newark. I beg your pardon, not Newark, but Mount Vernon. They lost 35-7, and Orville beat them 24-15. Rachel takes the kick at the 7. He's at the 20. He's at the 30, and boom, did he go down.
Alonzo Gross. That's just a blindside tackle.
Alonzo's been playing defensive end here the last 3 weeks, and he's done an outstanding job, and he really put a lick on Mr. Rachel. Alonzo is 5'11", 180-pound junior.
Jason had just broken through the wedge and didn't see Gross coming from his left side.
Ball's at the 27, 1st and 10 Madison. And the hand goes to Shag. Shag gets a couple of yards. Now he breaks loose. And he's on the loose. He's at the midfield stripe and out of bounds at about the 47. And
we please have Noel and Michelle Perry report to the pass gate that's at the east end of the home stands. Noel and Michelle Perry, please report to the pass gate.
Both Edgar and Johnny Winter were noted blues guitarists who made their mark during the early 70s. The Edgar Winter Group produced a couple of hits during this time, including their instrumental hit, Frankenstein. Watch and listen as we feature the Ramat dance line to another Edgar Winter hit, Free Ride. Randy Bachman was a driving force in rock music as a member of the Guess Who and Bachman Turner Overdrive. Sit back and enjoy as we close our show by featuring our majorettes in a spunky routine to the 1976 Bachman Turner Overdrive smash hit, Taking Care of Business.
Madison Ram Band leaving the field here at halftime. Another rousing performance by them. And waiting to come on the field, the Mansfield Tiger marching band, and you're going to hear them and their entire program here. It's halftime, 13-7. The Tigers leading the Rams.
Final home performance.
Tiger band coming onto the field here. It's halftime, and the Ram band has just performed. Now it's Mansfield Seniors' turn. Let's give a listen.
Tonight's halftime show features a salute to the Marching Tigers senior class, as well as music off of the top 40 charts. First, we bask in the warm brass sounds of UB40's Can't Help Falling in Love. Feature segment tonight, we honor those graduating seniors in our band program for whom this is their last performance here at Arlen Field. And to do so, the senior class has chosen a blast from their musical past with choreography by the senior class. It's Long Train Runnin'. behind. That's it. Let's hear it for the Mansfield Marching Tiger Band.
Mansfield Tiger Band leaving the field after a performance that I'm sure Percy Hall would have enjoyed, Jack. We saw a little bit of dancing by the senior members of the band who are performing for the last time here at Island Field. It's halftime. Mansfield Senior leading Madison 13-7. We're going to be back with the second half kickoff from Island Field after these messages.
By voting yes on issue 12.
In rushing in the first half.
Actually, the Tigers aren't kicking off. They're receiving to start the second half. Straight down the middle, it goes to Bradley. Chunky picks it up at the 8. He's at the 15. Steps away from a man. He's at the 20. Steps away again at the 30, 35. He's at the 40-yard line before he's run out of bounds.
And Zach Huff ran him out of bounds, but that was just individual effort by Chunky Bradley. Looked like he was stopped at about the 22-yard line.
So the Tigers will take over in good field position here as we get things started in the second half. The two touchdowns have been almost identical in that they were both 5-yard passes. One from Effie James to Michael Jackson,
on the 39-yard line.
and the other from Chambry to Terrence Trammell for Madison. And then a touchdown on the fumble recovery by Ali Gross. No gain there. In fact, loss on the play. Shag was there. Both Shags, as a matter of fact. Matt and Jason. And a loss of a yard in the first play from scrimmage of the second half.
Tried to play that had been so successful with Barber in the first half, running the fullback trap up the middle. Time Madison was ready for it.
Madison wearing the green pants. These are new this year, the white jerseys and the green pants. 2nd and 11 for the Tigers. Bradley out to the right, Lawrence split left, and Fairchild is in the slot. Up the middle again is Chick Barber for maybe a couple. Starting on the offensive line for the Tigers, Joe Fairchild at center, number 79, Ian Selman and Dupree Taylor, 70 and 66 to the guard. Steve Metz is one tackle, and starting at the other tackle is number 71, Dan Adams, in place of the injured Charles Dawson.
This is not what the Tigers wanted to do, start the second half in good field position and go 3 and out.
Well, it's 3rd and 10. It says 3rd and 40 on the scoreboard. That's not right. And Effie's going to keep it. He's got a man open. It is caught by David Lawrence. Make it Kenny Fairchild.
Fairchild went down to make a good catch.
Very nice catch by Kenny Fairchild. I mean, he He took it off his shoelaces and fell out of bounds for the first down at the Madison 45-yard line.
And of course, the field announcer here at Arlen Field is Kenton Fairchild Sr., so I know he's elated, as is his wife, Barbara.
He downplayed it, though. I thought he was very nice. He just kept the voice low. Didn't say, "That was my son." Tigers 1st and 10. Barber trying to bounce off a tackle, but he's not going to get away from Jason Shagg.
Number 30, Chick Barber.
Jason is right there to wrap him up. Linebacker, number 34. He plays both ways for Madison, does a good job. He's a senior, 6 feet tall, 194 pounds. Two-yard gain in the play.
Of course, part of the second generation Shags that have played at Madison here recently.
James keeps the ball himself. 40, head down. He tries to get out of bounds, and he's knocked out of bounds, and a flag flies.
And they're going to call Eric Jones for a shot to the head. He came in with a forearm.
Yeah, that was not needed because they had him stop for a short gain, and the elbow to the jaw cost Madison 15 yards and will give the Tigers a first down.
And James had a 6-yard gain on the play, would have brought up about a 3rd and 3. But now with the penalty, he'll take it down inside to about the 22-yard line.
There's actually a mix-up on that play. Effie had a tough time getting the ball out of the gut of Chick Barber, and it kind of bounced around, and he grabbed it and just took off to the outside, was run out of bounds right in front of the Tiger bench. Ball's into the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for Mansfield Senior. So the penalty gives them good field position deep in Madison territory. Barber again. Boy, they love that play, don't they, Jack?
A fullback trap up the middle is just not working. Madison slanting with their tackles right into it.
This offensive line for Mansfield Senior we've talked about. A couple of sophomores in there, Joe Fairchild and Ian Selman, have been starters all year long, or most of the year, I think all year long, and done a great job and certainly gotten a lot of experience. No gain, 2nd and 10. Fountain has been quiet. Effie James fires complete to Chokey Bradley, and he's out of bounds at about the 15.
We're marking him about the 14, which will bring up about a 3rd and a long 2.
Bentley on the stop for Madison.
Pick up of about 8 on the play, brings up 3rd and 2.
Bentley was our Jones Player of the Week last week, a week ago, for his play against Lexington. 3rd and a couple for Mansfield Senior. Will they go with Barber, or will James keep it himself? Maybe Fountain will get it. Charles does, and Charles has the first down. He's down to the 5 and stopped right there.
Number 1, Charles Fountain.
Jason Shagg in the tackle, but not before they pick up the first down. In fact, it was about a 9-yard scamper for Charles Fountain, running inside.
They've usually run outside with Fountain. That time they just came on a blast off tackle. And a nice 9-yard gain down inside. Madison was looking for them more or less to go outside.
1st and goal. Mansfield Senior at the Madison 5-yard line. Fountain, head down to about the 3-yard line, and he falls ahead to the 1.
The ball carrier, number 1, Charles.
We'll see where they put his forward progress, but he bounced off a tackler. I think they're going to put it at the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd down goal to go from there, and Charles showed some toughness on that run.
He just ran up the middle, and he bounced off a couple people, kept his legs driving, and turned a no gain into a 3-yard gain.
Barber and Fountain in behind Effie James on 2nd and goal from the 2. Barber very close to the goal line, but he did not get in. No signal.
No, he's going to be short by about a half a yard.
It's 13-7 up on the scoreboard. It says 19-7, but Kenny Fairchild explained, our PA announcer, that the 3 isn't working. So they put a 9 up there.
Well, if Tigers score on this play, they can leave it at 19.
3rd down, goal to go from the 1. Barber and Fountain again in behind big Effie James, the quarterback. Effie's going to take it himself, and I don't think he's going to get in. He put the ball over the goal line. Touchdown. He reached over the goal line, and that's what got him the touchdown. He was not over with his body, but he put the ball over. I guess that's legal, Jack.
That's all that counts, is where the ball is in relationship to the end zone.
Effie James, with those long arms, was able to stick the ball into the end zone, and the score goes up on the board. And a good drive on the opening drive, and they're going to go for 2 here. It's 19-7. Effie rolls left, fires in the end zone. He's got Bradley, 2 points.
And that 2-point conversion was set up because the Tigers missed the extra point attempt on their last kick.
So the Tigers put together a nice drive, aided by a very costly penalty against Madison, a personal foul. And it's now 21 for Mansfield Senior and 7 for Madison. Back with the Tiger kickoff after these words.
You're number 1 at Toyota of Mansfield, and because Toyota of Mansfield works harder to serve their customers, Toyota of Mansfield has been rated number 1 in Ohio in customer sales satisfaction. So if you're thinking about a new Toyota like Camry, Corolla, or Celica, Toyota truck, or even Previa van, come to Toyota of Mansfield.
Hi, I'm Toyota Tom Pollock, and we're number 1 because you're number 1.
Richland Bank's Saver's Choice is an investment with security and flexibility. With Saver's Choice, no matter how low rates go, you are guaranteed the starting interest rate for the whole term. That's security. But if the market starts to move up, you can come in one time to move your rate up. That's flexibility. Flexibility and security. That's what Richland Bank offers with Saver's Choice.
Remember the good times with Art Carved. Duncan Jewelers in the Richland Mall has been America's number 1 Art Carved class ring jeweler for the past 2 years. No matter what school you cheer for, Duncan Jewelers has the selection of Art Carved class rings to give you a wide choice of styles at exceptional values with the service to back them up. So be a part of the first team and shop for your Art Carved class ring at Duncan Jewelers in the Richland Mall, America's number 1 Art Carved jeweler.
Dear Top Flight Photo, my mommy used to go to that big store to get our pictures developed, but by the time she finds Jeffrey's shoes, he's my brother, and drives all the way across town and finds a parking place, and then she has to buy candy and make Jeffrey shut up. Well, anyway, Mommy found out about your place, and she drives through and gets her pictures back the same day, and I think that you should give out candy like the bank does. Your friend, Jennifer.
Dana Woodring across the way. Not real happy, I don't think, with that drive.
Number 47.
It was, as we said, aided by a costly penalty against Eric Jones right in front of the Tiger bench.
The key play was that 3rd down pass, though, to Ken Fairchild, which kept the drive alive after 2 short runs by Chick Barber.
Absolutely. So Effie James will kick it off here. The Tigers with a 14-point lead. We're about midway through the 3rd quarter. And a shorter kick. Rachel runs up to take it to the 15, 20, 25, and down to the 30-yard line. Alonzo Gross submarined the play, and Perry was there as well, number 41.
That drive by Senior High, 11 plays covering 61 yards, culminating on the 1-yard, I guess you could call it a plunge by Effie James.
The 1-yard reach. So the Madison Rams come out. They've got Shag, Bentley, and Jones in behind Chambry, the quarterback. Rachel split out to the left and tight on the right. Jones is hammered to the ground as he got the football. Jones, who had some success early in the football game, has been shut down here for the last couple of quarters. That time it was Remmer. Ellery Bradford.
Ellery Bradford met him right at the line of scrimmage, and after that 32-yard run, and then he followed it up with a 12-yard run on his first 2 carries, he has been effectively stopped. 8 carries, 55 yards now.
2nd and 10, no gain on that last play. They're going to try to pass on 2nd down. They got Rachel, and it goes off his shoulder pads. Incomplete.
A pass from Chambry.
He turned, and
to Rachel.
The ball hit his left shoulder pad and scooted on past him. On the coverage was Mark Haney.
They are giving Rachel a little bit of a cushion out there. He is one of the faster Rams on the team.
Madison's 2 losses to Mount Vernon and to Orville, and of course Mansfield Senior's only loss was to the Massillon Tigers. 3rd and 10. Wideouts to both sides, in fact double wideouts to the right, and Chambry's rolling that way. They want to set up that screen again. It's complete to Bentley. Bentley cuts inside. He's got the first down. He's still in the run, and he's going to be knocked down at the 45. 2nd time they've run a screen successfully on a 3rd down play.
Steve Remmer saw that coming, but he was a little bit too late. On the pass was over top of his head, and great individual running and blocking there by Madison, getting a crucial first down for them.
So a well-executed screenplay again, but the Madison Rams picks up a first down on a 3rd and 10, and the ball is out to the 45-yard line. Trammell out to the near side, and Chambry on the draw play to Bentley, and he'll be dropped for a loss. Chick Barber was there, but the man who is really at the bottom of all of the trouble was Ellery Bradford. All of the trouble for Madison.
On the stop was number 30, Chick Barber.
Terrence Trammell and Donnie Klein are in as wideouts for Madison. 2-yard loss, it'll be 2nd and 12, and they may have to put it up again. Rachel and Klein come to the bottom of your screen, in fact out of the picture on 2nd and 12. And to pass is Chambry. He's going to be dropped. Good rush put on by the Tigers. Gross was in there.
Initial pressure, though, was by 77, Mike Petty, who forced Chambry to move up in the pocket, where Gross was able to bring him down.
Marshall Levens was also there.
On the 41-yard line.
So that will bring up 3rd and 14.
And this is not the situation Coach Woodring wanted to be in, forcing to pass here in the 3rd quarter.
Bentley in motion. Back to pass. Chambry, rush is put on. The pass is thrown. Jones has it. He'll be short of the first down as Gross chases him down at the 46-yard line. Alonzo Gross on the coverage. Also there was Chick Barber. So they'll have to punt it. I think this is just the 2nd punt of the ball game for their fine kicker, Osborne.
Madison's punted twice. Senior High's punted twice. Or really, Senior High punted once and had the fake on.
Chokey Bradley, who does the punting for Senior High, also returns punts for the Tigers.
One thing that the flag has picked up a little bit, the wind is at his back.
There's the kick, and we're going to have a roughing call against number 77 as the return comes back to about the 25. But that was totally uncalled for. Mike Petty had plenty of time to stop. The kick was away, and Petty ran right into the punter.
That's definitely roughing the kicker, and it'll give Madison the ball inside Tiger territory.
To tell you the truth, Jack, I don't know. They had the rush on, and why you'd put the rush on in this spot, I don't know. You lead by 14. You're controlling things here in the 2nd half. Why not let him kick it away?
Yeah, you want the ball back to, especially with Chokey Bradley back there, who I believe has one punt return for a touchdown. Of course, that's an automatic first down, roughing the kicker.
In his defense, sort of. Mike Petty is only a sophomore, and prone to make mistakes are sophomores. And he made a huge one there.
But not in the 9th game of the season when you've played all year long. You're no longer a sophomore.
You're just trying to be disagreeable.
I'm being disagreeable tonight.
Well, he played like a sophomore in that play. Let's put it that way.
That was a sophomoric play.
4 minutes to go. In fact, under 4 minutes now, third quarter. Madison with new life at the Tiger 39-yard line, 1st and 10. And we've got motion, I think. They don't throw the flag, but it sure looked like somebody moved. The run was by Jones, or pardon me, Bentley.
The first time we've seen motion out of Madison tonight. It did look like there was a little motion in the interior line of Madison.
About a 3-yard gain will bring up 2nd and 7. Jason Shagg comes in with the play from the sidelines, Madison sidelines, with 3:44 to go, third quarter. The clock stopped on the out-of-bounds play.
Rams coming with an unbalanced line this time.
Chambry looks over the Tiger defense, now comes down the line, keeps it himself, and is tripped up. The man who got a hold of him was number 95, Steve Remmer, the defensive end. As he cut inside him, Steve got a leg and held on.
Got a shoe because Chambry came right out of his shoe on that play.
Pick up a 2 on the play, brings up 3rd and 5.
Jim Chambry, the leader of this ball club. 6 feet tall, 185-pound senior, and now he's trying to get the shoe back on.
Timeout, official.
Official timeout as he needs a shoehorn. Anybody in the band play the shoehorn? I can't remember. Now he's ready to go. 3rd down and 5 to go. Madison at the Mansfield senior 34.5-yard line. Shagg, Bentley, and Jones in behind the quarterback. And he's going to keep it down the line. Goes Chambry. He'll be hit. Gets away. Gets the first down. He's inside to the 29-yard line. A good individual effort by Jim Chambry as he got away from Chick Barber.
Yeah, that shows the strength of Jim Chambry. He's much better effective as a runner than he is a passer. That time he just went through the arm tackle of Barber and gained the first down for Madison.
And gives him a big first down at the Tiger 34-yard line.
Yeah, they're in 4-down territory. They would have gone for it on 4th down anytime, that time trailing 21-7.
Shagg gets the call. Jason into the 25-yard line, rips off about 4.
The ball carrier.
Alonzo Gross was in on the tackle. He got help from Steve Remmer again.
On the stop, number 29, Alonzo Gross.
I guess the thing that amazes me here tonight, Jack, and it continues to be the case, is this is a really quiet crowd.
Cold as it's gotten now with the wind picking up a little bit, I think they're all sitting on their hands.
Well, they've been doing it the whole night long, and I think their teams would like to see them pick it up just a little bit to have that enthusiasm spread from the stands to the field. 2 minutes exactly remaining here in the third quarter on a 2nd down, 6 to go. Madison trailing 21-7 in this game. Chambry now spins out, gives to Bentley. He's got running room. He's got the first down, and he's into about the 17-yard line.
The ball carrier, number 22, Bobby
so Bentley picks up the first down yardage, and the Rams march deeper into Tiger territory, and that roughing the punter penalty is proving to be extremely costly, just as the penalty against Eric Jones on the Tigers drive was.
Now, statistically, Madison is leading the ball game, but they find themselves down 14-0 or 14 points on the scoreboard.
1st and 10. Chambry keeps it. Chambry's down, very close. He bounces off a tackler. He's into about the 2-yard line before he is knocked out of bounds by Haney. But Chambry again showing that toughness Jack talked about.
Just some shoddy tackling by the Tigers. They're just trying to knock him down rather than wrap him up and bring him down. Chambry, having none of that, bounces off of him. Very durable quarterback.
And he is a leader on the field, you can tell that. So the Rams are right at touchdown's door, 2 yards away with a first down.
And 2 yards are getting back into this ball game.
Chambry looks this way, now barks the signals, gives it to Shagg. Touchdown, Madison.
The ball carrier, number 34, Jason Shagg, touchdown.
Comes with 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Rams pull closer to the Tigers as Shag goes 2 yards, but it was really set up by a couple of great runs by Jim Chambry. And again, we'll point out the penalty that gave them the first down at the 40-yard line. A roughing the punter penalty. Rivnak will attempt the kick, and he'll get it. Well, he moves it all the way almost to the baseball field.
There was 1:14 in the third quarter.
1:14 to go here. It's 21-14. Madison trails Mansfield Senior. We'll keep it right here as we have very little time remaining here in the third quarter.
That was a 13-play drive of 70 yards, all of it coming on the ground for the Madison Rams, who are right back in this ball game. And that's crucial mistakes is what we said earlier would win this ball game. The turnovers and the special teams right there. You had a breakdown in the special teams, getting the roughing the kicker penalty on Mansfield Senior.
Next Friday night, Jack and I will be at Skiles Field in Shelby for the NOL championship game. The Shelby Whippets and Bellevue.
Mike, this stadium has come alive.
Yep, now you hear it. This is what we've been looking for all night long. This is what we heard at the Maslin game and what we've heard at past Madison Mansfield Senior games. But until now, it's been absent.
You'd think there was only about 2,000 people here, the noise that they've made, instead of probably close to 7,000. A little lesser crowd tonight due to the coldness.
Rivnak is going to kick off instead of Rachel, so maybe they'll boot it deep. It's kind of a line drive. Bessick takes it, 15, 20, outside of the 25, cuts it up at the 30, trying to get to the outside, 40, 43-yard line. Malcolm Bessick. Pierce on the tackle.
Number 6, Malcolm Bessick. Knocked out of bounds by number 7, Bernard Pierce.
Once again, Senior High starts with great field position. They started last drive, but they scored on the 39-yard line. This time they've got it on the 43.
Leading 21-14 with under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Mansfield Senior will start what really is a very important drive for them and a very important defensive series for Madison. Effie James trying to get his helmet fixed. Now he spins and they give to Charles Fountain, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of about 3 yards in the play. Beal on the tackle, number 86.
Beal was on the play, but Billy Bay stacked it up at the line of scrimmage. Fountain tried to break it outside, but Beal was waiting there right for him.
Brings up 2nd and 13 on about the 40-yard line.
Loss of 3. It'll be 2nd down, 13 to go. Tigers may have to put it up right here on 2nd down. Lawrence and Fairchild out to the right. Bottom of your screen is Choky Bradley. Effie James straight back to throw. Looks for Bradley. He's got Choky. Catches the ball and hangs on at the 40. Bentley hit him. Choky fumbled it, bobbled it, regained control, and picks up the first down just shy of the Madison 40-yard line.
And Bobby Bentley can't believe that Choky caught it with the lick he put on him.
Good defense, just a great individual effort by Choky Bradley. Now that's it, the end of the quarter, the end of 3 periods here at Arlen Field. And the score is Mansfield Senior 21, the Madison Rams 14. Don't go away, we've got 12 minutes of exciting action coming your way after these words. There you can see some of the fans. They're keyed up across the way. Those are Madison fans on the north side of the field, and we're ready to go. The Tigers moving to the east here at Arlen Field. On a 1st and 10 at the Madison 40-yard line. Bradley got shaken up in the last play. He had to come out. I think he'll be back in, though. They can't afford to have him on the bench for too long. Draw play is fumbled. It's still in the ground. It's picked up by Shag of the Madison Rams. He's loose at the 40. He's at the 30. Cuts back at the 20, down to the 15-yard line. Jason Shag picked up the fumble by Charles Fountain and returned it to the Tiger 15-yard line, and they're in business again.
Once again, that turnover is going to prove crucial here in this ball game. Chucky Bradley does come out on defense.
He does, but isn't it odd that he was missing on that play when everything seemed to go wrong? There was a ram in the backfield when the handoff was about to be made, but now Ellery Bradford is signaling for the Tigers to come on, give him some life from the stands. The same thing Madison wanted a while ago. 1st and 10 Rams at the Tiger 15. Handoff goes to Jason Johnson. Zach Helbert makes the tackle at about the 10.
The ball carrier.
And it's a 5-yard gain
On the stop, number 17.
for Jason Johnson, the safety, who also comes in at one of the halfbacks on offense on occasion. He and Shag sort of alternate there.
And they've been doing a lot of running over there behind Carlos James, their big left tackle.
And they try it again, but scooting through is Zach Helbert for the stop in the backfield. Helbert shot the gap, and he's made 2 plays in a row after we really hadn't called his name all night long.
Just a quick blitz, shot the gap. Same play that Madison tried to run again. Helbert making the key stop there.
That'll bring up 3rd down and about 6 to go. And Madison out over the football. Their ends are tight.
Probably
full house backfield.
Bentley to the right.
Nope, Chambry's going to keep it. Chambry's going to be close to the 1st down. He got knocked back just as he started to go for it. Now we got a little struggle on the field. Chambry took exception to the way he was hit, but actually the hit that came over the top was just an effort to keep him from getting to that 1st down marker. And he is very, very close.
Yeah, he's going to be short by about ½ a yard. They have to get just inside the 5, and the ball is lined up right on the 5.
So it's 4th down, less than a yard to go for the 1st down for the Madison Rams, and Chambry looking to the sidelines for instructions from Dana Woodring. He gets them. Now watch this closely as Chambry brings his team out ready to go. He may just keep it himself. He's been their most effective runner of late. He does. He spins. He's at the goal line. Touchdown.
That's just a great effort once again by Jim Chambry. Good ball fake to Eric Jones up the middle. Suckered the Tigers in. Chambry takes it in 5 yards for a touchdown.
With 9.5 minutes remaining, Jason Shag set it all up, returning the fumble to the Tiger 15-yard line. He returned it about 45 yards. And Rivnak will try to tie this thing up here. And it is wide to the left. He missed it. The snap didn't get down. Rivnak pulled the kick, and we have a 21-20 ball game as the extra point was missed by Chambry after by Rivnak after a 5-yard touchdown run by Chambry.
Now that snap once again was high. Chambry did a good job to catch it and get it down, but the high snap allowed Tigers to penetrate, and it was either deflected or just totally missed by Rivnak.
3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
So he's missed
a
field goal and an extra point. He missed a field goal from 32 yards away on the opening drive of the football game. And now he misses the extra point, but that, of course, much more important than missing the field goal because it still leaves the Rams a point behind the Tigers with 9.5 minutes to go. But the way Senior High's been here, shooting themselves in the foot with a big roughing the kicker penalty that led to a score, and then a fumble that was picked up and run back and put into position for a touchdown run. Senior High has to regroup because the Rams are fired up.
25, Chucky Bradley, and 21, Ollie Gross.
The way that kicked off here, and the wind blowing very hard out of the west right now, Tigers should get excellent field position again.
It's an onside kick. It's going to bounce to the 30, be taken right there, and some running room for one of the Tigers. He's at the 40, 42, 43-yard line, and that is number 35 for the Tigers, James Wilson, an outside linebacker.
Number 35, James Wilson.
Heads up run by James Wilson, who doesn't see a lot of action, but he gives the Tigers good field position again.
Now, so far the second half, they've started 39, the 43, and now the 44.
First and 10 on the 44-yard line.
So the Tigers come out over the football, leading by a single point here. And another big possession for them. Effie James down the line, spins away, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage if he's lucky.
Hello, carrier. Number 3, Effie James.
Yeah, very short gain on the play. Madison doing a much better job of stopping the option here. And their defense is really fired up.
Matt Shagg and Carlos James in the tackle.
Second and a long 9.
It'll be second, closer to 10 than anything else. If you want to round it off anyway. James reaches under center, pitches back to Charles Fountain. He cuts it up. He's got running room, 50, 40. He's at the 35-yard line, and chasing him down was Brad Pierce, or he'd have gone all the way again.
Yeah, Jason Johnson came over too and necktie tackle on the play, but Fountain was just a step from breaking that one.
Well, he shifted into overdrive at about the 45-yard line and almost pulled away, but credit the Ram defense for putting the clamps on him. Clock moving, 8:15 to go in the ball game. Fairchild and Lawrence way out to the top of your screen on first down, 10 to go. Fountain again. Fountain, short yardage, maybe 2 before Jason Shagg pulls him down.
Yeah, Jason Shagg did a good job of fighting through the block that time and coming over and stopping Fountain after a short gain. And that's the way you stop him. You got to get him before he gets those jets a-rolling.
Number 2 on the play brings up second 8.
Second down and 8 to go for Senior High.
33.
High formation again. Barber in front of Fountain, who's deep in the eye. Effie got running room. Open field at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 13-yard line and out of bounds.
That time ball fake beautifully to Fountain. He came out on a naked bootleg. Just took it all the way down to the 14-yard line.
It'll be first and 10 at the 14 is where they say went out, as Jack said. A big run by a big guy, Effie James. James fakes again, looking to throw. Got a man in the end zone. It's intercepted. Brad Pierce intercepts in the end zone, intended for Lawrence, but actually he was well covered, Jack.
James double pumped the ball. Lawrence sliding across, but Pierce came over and made a great interception really on the ball.
He sure did. He broke right on the football, dove for the interception, and he picks it off, and it's going to be Madison football at the 20. And the Tiger defense is going to have to stiffen here because Madison has been moving the football pretty well.
Now this is gut check time for both teams. This is where you want to be. Championship game, fourth quarter. One team trying to get into the state playoffs. The other one want to knock off their backyard rivals.
Quick 5 yards by Jason Shagg.
Number 34, Jason Shagg.
Marshall Levins on the tackle along with Choki Bradley.
On the play.
7 minutes to go in a football game that is like every other of these football games. Hotly contested, always in doubt, right to the last moment.
Nothing Madison would like to do more than a very long time-consuming drive to take it down, possibly either to take it in for a touchdown or get in Josh Rivneck's field goal range.
Let's see if they bring the linebackers here to try to get some penetration in the backfield. Chambry, who's been that gutsy runner, is picking it up again out to the 41-yard line. They just can't stop him this quarter.
Well, a lot of times it looks like the Tigers are trying to strip the ball rather than make the tackle, and Chambry, as strong as he is, just runs right through those arm tackles.
Choki Bradley holding his shoulder comes to the sideline, and he is definitely hurt. His left shoulder is what he's holding. And again, that is not good news for the Tigers because he's their main man defensively. In to replace him is Gary Perry, number 41. On first and 10, Handoff gives him to Jason Johnson. He's upended by George Bradley, but not before he picks up 6 quick yards on first down.
There's a lot of talking going on down on the field right now.
Mike Lovelace working on Chokey Bradley. Looked like he might have got a stinger on that shoulder, right on the end of the shoulder. And perhaps he can get back in this game. They need him. 2nd and 4, Madison. Handoff goes to Jones, and he gets a couple.
The ball carrier, number 44, Eric Jones.
It's been a quiet second half for Jones. That's only his 2nd carry after being the leading rusher in the first half for the Rams.
Pickup of 2 brings up 3rd and 2 on the 49.
Madison methodically moving downfield after the interception in the end zone stopped a Tiger drive. Brad Pierce is the man who made that pick. 3rd and a couple.
This is where Chambry's called his own number.
And he came close to going to the ground, was able to maintain his balance with his hand. And I think he's going to be just shy of the first down marker. However, he was able to scramble for a yard and a half after it looked as though he was going to go down in the backfield.
And a couple Tigers thought he did, but
now we have a timeout for a measurement. It looks to be about a half a yard shy of the first down. And undoubtedly, Madison will go for it on 4th down if they are short.
You know, with 5:01 here, they've pretty much been able to move the ball at least a yard or 2 at any time they wanted here in the second half.
You would think the only thing that will stop him is a mishandled snap, although the Tigers could bring that defense strong. By the way, Chokey Bradley is back in the game, although he's favoring that left shoulder and arm. Here we go. 4th and less than a yard to go for the first down for Madison as they try to keep their drive alive. And straight ahead goes Jim Chambry for the first down.
Chambry. First down, Rams.
And Chambry here, after only having 2 carries in the first half, has been Madison's most effective runner in the second half with now 51 yards on the ground.
21-20 is the score. Mansfield Senior leading. 4:40 to go in the football game. Madison on the move at the Tiger 48-yard line, 1st and 10. Chambry again gives to his first man through, who falls ahead for 3 or 4 yards. That's Eric Jones, the fullback.
Number 30, Chick Barber. Pickup of 3 brings up 3rd, 2nd.
Matt Shag brings the play in. Carlos James goes to the sidelines. Next week, Senior High will finish up the regular season at Lexington, while Madison will entertain Ashland. 2nd and 7. Bentley has a hole at right tackle. It closed quickly, and he's dropped at the 40-yard line. Slow getting up again is Chokey Bradley. He's had a tough night.
He's had several parts of his body hurt on that pass he caught for a 20-yard gain. He took a helmet to the groin, it looked like. Now he's got a stinger for a shoulder. This is probably the most crucial play for Madison and Mansfield Senior all year long.
3rd and 3. Handoff goes to Shag. Shag to the outside, first down. Fights his way ahead inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
Once again, running behind this big left side of the line, Chris Smith and Carlos James leading the way.
On the stop, Chokey Bradley and Alonzo Gross.
Clock shows 3:18, and it stops as he went out of bounds.
On the 29-yard line.
Ball's at the 29, 1st and 10 Madison. They started this drive from their own 20 after Brad Pierce intercepted a pass in the end zone intended for David Lawrence.
Timeout.
Now we've got a timeout taken by Mansfield Senior. 3:18 to go, 21-20. The Tigers lead, but the Rams are threatening, and we'll be right back. Well, Dana Woodring is trying to pass along some instructions to his offensive unit as they all huddle over in the sideline. This is the situation. Mansfield Senior leads by a single point, 21-20, with 3 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the football game. However, Madison has it, 1st and 10 at the Tiger 29, and they come right out over the football. Rachel out to the left. End tight on the near side. Shag with the carry, gets it to about the 25-yard line and is pulled down by Petty.
Number 34, Jason Shag. On the stop, number 77, Mike Petty.
It's been their most effective play, other than the Chambry option, is Shag running off behind the lead blocks of Bentley and Jones on the left side of that line.
Gain was 4. It's 2nd down and 6 to go. Bentley with the call. Bentley with the first down run. Bentley breaks into the clear. He's at the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Chokey Bradley on the stop, but it's a first down goal to go now for the Madison Rams. And if they've shown a lot of intestinal fortitude in this second half.
And you can believe they're going to take all the time they want on that clock now. Try to run as much of it off as possible.
2:41 to go.
It's not winding. There it goes.
Now it is 1st and goal at the 9.
Getting an audible at the line.
And a whistle. May have had an offsides. Looked like one of the defenders made contact.
Yeah, Madison's clapping her hands, yet whoever was over the ball jumped a little early. Another crucial penalty by the Tigers.
So that'll march the ball to about the 4.5-yard line. And it'll be 1st and goal from there. The clock shows 2:27 to go. Of course, they're well within Rivneck's range, but he's had trouble tonight. They've had trouble with the snaps and the hold. Bentley gets the call. Bentley is brought down by Chick Barber at the 2.
The ball carrier, number 22, Bobby Bentley.
And more importantly, that clock is running.
2nd and goal on the 3.
We're under 2 minutes remaining in the football game now. Madison comes to the line, 2nd and goal to go from the 3. Chambry rearranging his players. Now he shouts some instructions. Gets the ball, hands to Bentley. Bentley is going to be dropped at the 1. Barber again. This is a good news, bad news situation, Jack, for the Tigers. They're stopping them, but you almost, maybe if you're Stan, you said, let them score, let's get the ball back.
Well, you got to call a timeout. It's almost inevitable that Madison's going to score here.
And they do. Stop the clock with 1 minute and 27 seconds remaining in the football game. Steve Helbert, the defensive coordinator, walks onto the field to have a word with his defensive unit. Coming into the game in the computer rankings in this region, or the region for these two teams, Senior High was in 4th place.
Behind Canton McKinley, Maslin, and Toledo St. Francis. Madison checked in at 10th place.
Of course, Senior High, with even, and we're not speculating, but should they lose this game, would not necessarily be knocked totally out of the computer race, but it would be difficult. As for Madison, a lot of things would have to happen should they win this ball game for them to make it to the playoffs for a 2nd year or 3rd year out of 4.
It was really kind of a 1 in a million shot for Madison to try to get back in the playoffs. But Senior High definitely, if they could have won this ball game, would more than likely be in the playoffs this year.
Well, it's not over yet, so could have, should be, possibly, no matter what happens here. There will still be time in the clock. Right now, 1 minute 27 shows Madison a yard away from the go-ahead score.
And bragging rights for 365 days.
Chambry does the same thing that Effie James did, that is backs in, holds the ball into the end zone, and it's touchdown for the Madison Rams, and that comes with 1 minute and 24 seconds remaining in the football game.
And they're probably going to go for 2, being that they're down 5 points right now, or ahead by 5 points.
26-21 is the score. 2 Tiger errors have cost them here, but the big thing is that Madison has capitalized on them. The last being the interception in the end zone by Brad Pierce that stopped a Tiger drive that had taken them to the 15-yard line. It was a first down passing play that Effie James double pumped on and then threw into the hands, actually a pretty good interception as Pierce stepped in front of David Lawrence. And from that point on, they have driven the ball from their own 20 for this go-ahead touchdown. So they went 80 yards.
Pretty much Madison has dominated statistically in this ball game. Now they have taken the lead here late in the ball game.
They will go for 2. They've moved the ball to the left hash mark. And we'll see what they use for this 2-point play.
Usually when you come to the left hash mark, you're going to run some kind of option into the wide side of the field.
Chambry has just one man behind him, and that's Jones. And he rolls to the near side, and the ball is knocked down. Gross picked it up, but it was an incomplete pass. And so it's 26 to 21 with a minute and 24 seconds remaining in a football game that has been everything you would expect of a Madison Mansfield senior game, right down to the wire. Jim Chambry, with a really gutsy second half performance from his quarterback spot, has scored a couple of touchdowns. They've had 3 touchdowns since the Tigers scored at the 7:39 mark of the third period. They were leading, Mansfield Senior was, 21-7 at that time. And Senior High now finds itself down 26-21.
And we saw this early, the first game of the season, where Jim Chambry led Madison to a come-from-behind win against Shelby, which started their season out on a winning note. He's done the same thing here in the second half of the Senior High game.
Now they're going to bring Huff back in to do the kicking instead of Rivnak.
Taking the ball off of the Rams.
Zach Huff, number 42. And we'll see what they do with the kick.
Tigers, 6, Malcolm Bessick. 1, Charles Fountain. And 25,
Fountain, Bessick, Bradley all back there. Huff boots it on the ground. Bessick's going to pick it up at the 15. Back to the 20. Cuts it up. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. He's on the run at the 50. He's got open field. Malcolm Bessick into the 38-yard line before he's brought down by Billy Bays.
And Billy Bays was probably the only guy on the field that could catch him.
The ball is all the way into the Madison 38-yard line, and that speed again paid off on the kickoff return. Malcolm Bessick returns it about 47 yards from his own 15 to the Madison 38 with a minute 7 to go and the clock moving.
And that's the lesser of 3 evils, trying to kick the ball deep to Fountain, Bradley, or Bessick. They've done that.
And it's good news for Mansfield Senior as Madison takes the timeout.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion on the play. Senior High came out ready to go at the line of scrimmage. Madison wasn't ready. But this is what you look for in high school football. You've got great fans. They're on their feet.
Took them a while to get there, but they finally did.
Well, the batteries finally warmed up in their socks.
Part of it has to do with the temperature must have dropped about 15 degrees here in the last half hour.
Since the wind started picking up out of the northwest.
Next week, our final regular season game will be Shelby hosting Bellevue.
And coming into that game, probably Shelby being 8-1 and Bellevue being 9-0, and both of them unbeaten in conference.
Here we go. David Lawrence and Fairchild split out to the left side. Effie James under center. Play action. They give it to Bradley. Chokey's got some running room. Chokey's at the 40. Chokey trying to get to the out-of-bounds marker, and he does at the 33-yard line.
Number 25, Chokey Bradley.
Kind of an unusual call on first down as they tried to catch Madison dropping back in deep pass coverage, and they didn't go all the way for the hook, but a 5-yard pickup on the play.
Plus he got out of bounds to stop the clock.
54 seconds to go.
But he's getting double coverage over there. You're going to have to go with Fairchild. Nobody's on Fairchild here in the slot.
And they're going to give it to Fountain. Fountain at the 30, found at the 25 and the 24-yard line.
Okay, number 1.
Timeout, Tigers, whistled by Effie James.
Now they got a timeout for first down to move the chains.
Timeout.
They will call the timeout, I believe. No, they don't. Well, now the official on the far side said that Effie did call timeout, and so they are going to charge the Tigers with the timeout. 47 seconds remaining. The ball, and it was a first down play, by the way. The ball is at the 24-yard line.
And that is Senior High's last timeout.
So they got to be thinking out of bounds or get to the line, throw the pass into the ground to stop the clock. They got to be thinking 2 or 3 plays ahead with 47 seconds to go, because you know Madison's going to be giving them some underneath things. Let them catch it short and run with it. This was all set up by a kickoff return by Malcolm Bessick to the Madison 38-yard line. Here we go. Effie James having a word with the referee. Joe Fairchild, the center, now gets a word or two as well. And Effie under center. Back to throw. Fires it. Complete to Chokey. He's hit and knocked out of bounds. The clock is stopped. The hit was made by Robbie Bentley.
Bobby Bentley knocked him out of bounds, though.
At the 15-yard line, and that's good for the Tigers because it does stop the clock with 43 seconds to go.
What they're doing on that, they're giving him bump coverage up front, and they're hitting the seam in between the two-man coverage. Rachel's on him tight at the line. Bentley's a little bit deeper. Nobody is on Fairchild in the slot.
Second down and a yard to go for the first down, but more importantly, they're at the 15. Effie James is going to run with the football, and Effie is down at the 13-yard line, and the Tigers better get back to the line of scrimmage in a hurry because the clock, well, it's not moving because they picked up the first down. They better get to the line of scrimmage right away. Now the clock begins. 35 seconds to go. Effie James steps to the line. Back to throw. Starts to run. Wants to fire. He's got it. Fairchild. Touchdown! Kenny Fairchild all alone in the end zone, just as Jack had said. And the Tigers move out in front with 21 seconds to go. James to Fairchild, all alone in the end zone.
But there's too many people on the field, and you're going to give Madison, you've got demonstration, unsportsmanlike conduct on Effie James back up the field. This is not a class situation going on for Mansfield Senior. The emotions run high, but you cannot do the demonstrations which they are showing at this time.
I've got that as a 13-yard pass play, am I right?
Correct.
James to Fairchild.
That will be assessed on the kickoff.
Comes with 21 seconds to go in the ball game, and it puts the Tigers in front by only a single point, 27 to 26.
But they assess the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Mansfield Senior on the extra point. And remember, Madison could possibly get into range for Josh Rivnak to kick a possible winning field goal.
Well, a lot's got to happen before that with 21 seconds to go, but it is a possibility. Right now, the Tigers, though, have been moved back further. Is this the extra point?
This is the extra point.
So apparently we're going to have 2 penalties, Jack? They can't assess this penalty and then assess another one as well. Pass is incomplete. I can't believe they're going to assess it on the kickoff now as well.
No, they won't assess it now, just on the extra point, which was the next play.
So the extra point is no good, but the Tigers are ahead by 1 point. 27 to 26, but credit Malcolm Bessick with the biggest play of that drive, and that was the kickoff return. Because he looked as though he was going to maybe get 10, 15 yards. He picked the ball up, chased it down actually at about the 15-yard line, and then just did a little bit of dancing in and out of tacklers, Ram tacklers, would-be tacklers, and got it all the way into the Madison 38-yard line, and that's the point from which the Tigers began the drive that has put them in front by a single point.
I thought 1991 was one of the best high school games I'd ever seen. Tonight ranks right up there. This senior high Madison contests the last 4 years have been nothing but spectacular.
21 seconds to go. Effie James will do the kicking. Deep to receive is Jason Rachel. Angeles and Huff are up in front of him by about 15 yards, and Effie James does the kicking. Jim Chambers